Hello everybody, this is GamerGar. Welcome back to another 100% Stardew Valley completion Let's Play. We are now entering the final week of winter, the final week of the whole year. What are we doing right now? We're farming duggies for a very specific artifact known as the chewing stick. Now we can get the chewing stick out of artifact troves, but over the past couple of days we have gotten Clint to break open quite a lot of troves, but unfortunately the chewing stick did not appear. So here we are, with a burglar ring and a monster musk trying to get this chewing stick. Now we have wiped out countless duggies so far, and the chewing stick has yet to drop. Will we get one before the end of the week? Hopefully. The reason why we're down here grinding this artifact specifically is because there's only a small handful of artifacts left to complete the museum. And that is why we're doing this. We want to grind out the rest of the artifacts, complete the museum, and move on and try to complete other activities around the game to claim this 100% achievement. Now, we finally just got the chewing stick there. It did take us almost a whole day and a half of grinding these things, but we also got lots of other items as well that would help us along the way to get 100%. Now, we also picked up a prismatic shirt, which was quite rare, so we put it on straight away. You can of course make prismatic clothes in this game if you combine cloth and a prismatic shard, but we want to keep our prismatic shards for enchants and to sell for money. The next thing we needed was a prehistoric scapula. Now this thing was the rarest of rares. We had to decimate hundreds of skeletons in order to get one of these. You can't get the prehistoric scapula from a treasure trove. You can only get one from hoeing up the ground around Cindersap Forest and other places, and you can also get one from killing skeletons. Now I thought, because I had some optimized gear, I had the burglar ring, I had the monster musk, I had other bits and bobs as well, I was surely thought if I killed a handful of these skeletons, I would get this artifact. By God was I wrong. I spent over a day, maybe even 2 days, wiping out these skeletons and they just would not drop it for me. They dropped everything else. I got lots of bone swords, I got tons of coffee, triple shot espressos, I got hundreds upon hundreds of bone fragments that we will absolutely put into our bone mill eventually. But the one item they could drop and they would not drop was the prehistoric scapula. Hell, I even got a prismatic shard off one of them, and that's a super rare drop. Much more rare than the prehistoric scapula. But RNG just was not on my side. Eventually, I had to look at how much time I was putting into this. Was it worth it to continuously farm these things over and over again? Or should I put my precious time into something else and maybe come back to this in the future? But I really wanted to complete the museum side quests within the first year, so when we got into year 2 I could focus my efforts on something else. So I gave it a break. I went to the desert, got some treasure troves, broke them open. Look what I got in the first batch. A chewing stick. I actually thought it was hilarious because I spent so much time and effort farming duggies. I got the anchor though, and that was needed for Gunther's museum, so I was very happy with the addition of the anchor. There was just literally a very small handful of things left. Actually, I think the only thing left at this stage was the prehistoric scapula. So here we are again, back in the mines, wiping out skeletons. Lots more bone fragments. Now, if I saw iron nodes like this, I'd get them, because we still need iron for tons of stuff. There is a prismatic shard drop. Under normal circumstances, I would be very happy with that prismatic shard drop, especially from a regular enemy, from the regular mines, you know? But I really wanted this prehistoric scapula. I didn't want anything else. I would have gladly traded that prismatic shard for the scapula just to complete the museum side quest. I was absolutely committed in getting this scapula at this point in time. Even though it was Tuesday and there was only a handful of days left before we got into year 2, time was so precious, I just wanted this goal done and dusted. I found that floor 78 was probably one of the better floors to farm these skeletons because it was a big floor, and more times than not, lots of skeletons would spawn on this floor. So occasionally I would pop a staircase or two just to get down to this floor quickly in the hopes to farm tons of skeletons to hopefully get this scapula drop. Now this drop isn't super common. I think it's only like a 0.5 or a 1% drop chance from these skellies, but the prismatic shard was like 0.1% or something like that. After slaying tons of these skeletons, I actually ended up getting the last level of mastery, and I was actually quite satisfied with that because we can now unlock the farming mastery, and it's the perfect time to get it because we're so close to spring, so we get the iridium scythe, the golden animal crackers. It was just a good time all around. I went down to the mastery cave And before I went in there, I decided to walk around Cindersap to see what artifacts box were lying around. To my surprise, look what we hold up. The prehistoric scapula. I also hold up a chewing stick right beside it. I mean, what are the odds of that? What? Someone tell me in the comments, what are the odds of getting those two items around the same spot? It was just crazy. So we donated the scapula to Gunther. That unlocked the achievement, A Complete Collection, and I was just so happy. As a reward, we get another star drop that increases our maximum energy. Very nice. We still needed, I believe, 2 more star drops. The first was the sweet gem berry that we bring into the secret woods, and the second was from getting married and accumulating bonus friendship points with our partner. And we'll do those eventually, there's no panic. To celebrate, we're going to visit Morris and we're going to give him 500,000 gold, and we're going to put a cinema into Stardew Valley. The cinema will make it even easier for us to accumulate friendship points with all of the Stardew Valley villagers. We're also going to pay 50,000 gold and get the Queen of Sauce cookbook. This will unlock all of the Queen of Sauce recipes. It just means that progression will be sped up. We learned 15 new recipes with that. That was quite nice. I'm pretty sure I missed a few Queen of Sauces over the last couple of months, so it was definitely a worthy 50,000 spent. The Farming Mastery also gives us a Statue of Blessings, and that statue can give some potent buffs, including a speed buff, attack buff. It can make fishing a lot easier as well. So that was all of Mastery achieved. We also went to the logs here as well, and we picked up the club card so we could now get into Mr. Key's casino and pick up that lovely alien rare crow. So I checked out the rabbits, and they had 5 regular rabbit's feet. Now the regular versions, was alright, but hey, it's a universal loved gift. For people's birthdays, they will come in fierce handy if we can't get higher qualities of loved gifts for the villagers. It was time to select another special orders quest. This time, we will select Robin's Resource Rush. Collect 1,000 pieces of wood. That won't be a problem at all. And Morris is now hard at work. The Georgia warehouse is going through a second awakening, and it will now evolve into a theatre. The very next day, we got the Feast of the Winter Star event. Now, the NPC we were tasked to give a gift to was Vincent, and we had a snail just for him. Pierre was selling a powder melon for 2,500 gold. It just goes to show that Pierre is no better than Georgia. He's probably worse because he always overcharges dramatically. So we're going to give Vincent his snail. That's going to get us a lot of friendship points with Vincent because you get bonus friendship points when you get to events like this, which was great. Our secret gift giver was Shane. Now, I wasn't expecting much, but Shane is a very surprising NPC. And what I love about Shane is his character development. He starts off rock bottom. He has a drinking problem. He's, issues trying to do motivational things. And by God, if you just invest a little bit of time in Shane, he turns into one of the best NPCs in the game in terms of character progression. Now, he gave me a pumpkin pie. I was actually very happy with that. I'll sell that for lots of money. Thank you very much, Shane. And we will invest in Shane a lot more in year 2, especially to get the blue chickens because they look really cool from an aesthetic purpose. It was back to our cozy greenhouse, and we are collecting lots of ancient fruit. We just picked up 11 there, which was nice. We sighted up a few more, totaling 16 ancient fruit we get to put into our seed makers. Hopefully we can get back double that, and that will make a real nice dent in the greenhouse then. So we spent a good portion of time putting our ancient fruit into these seed makers, and it would be really nice, maybe when we get to mid-spring year 2, to have a greenhouse filled up with ancient fruit ready to be converted into ancient fruit wine, and then we're going to start seeing some serious money flowing every single week. If we upgrade the house even further, we can age some of that, even making more profits. I made some iridium quality sprinklers, and I can now put a total of 6 of these into the greenhouse, making more space for even more ancient fruits. As we can see, over 50% of the greenhouse is now filled up with ancient fruits. Over the next couple of days, I'm sure we will be able to fill up the whole place. We're also going to put down some deluxe speed grow as well, speeding up their growth rate by 25%. We're now going to give Penny here a sandfish. We still have her on 9 out of 10 hearts. It would be really nice to max her out before we get into year number 2. It would also be really nice to get a wedding sooner rather than later as well. We gave Gus an orange for no specific reason. Well, we really want to start putting more effort into the NPCs now and getting up the relationship points so we can learn all of the recipes, things like that. We also need to get the great friends unlocked for perfection, so now is a better time than ever. We're now going to go to the forge and we are going to enchant our iridium axe. I was really hoping for swift, maybe powerful, but I ended up getting efficient. It just means you don't use energy when you swing the axe, so I wasn't too happy with that. Upon looking at the key quests, we had Skull Cavern Invasion for 40 and Keys Cuisine for 25. Now, I kind of needed a break from the Skull Caverns because we have been flooring it with Skull Cavern runs throughout the whole year. We must have done at least 20 or 30 Skull Cavern runs, I'd say. So we're going to go with the Keys Cuisine. I had lots of coffees I could convert into triple shot espressos. So I was expecting a nice, easy victory here. So once we converted all of our coffees into triple shot espressos, we came to a grand total of something around 96,000. We were just short of 100,000 gold to complete that quest, but not to worry. We do have the hot Java ring. We can easily go back into regular mines, wipe out some grubs and make some more triple shot espressos, no problem at all. We even had actually white algae and green algae, so we could make algae soup and pale broths as well, and we could sell those. They're very easy recipes to make. For the rest of the evening, we are going to harvest all of our lovely pineapples, put them into the seed makers, and plant even more pineapple seeds on our ginger island farm. We're then going to cut down all of the trees we can find, because we need to get our act together now and complete Robin's resource rush as quickly as possible. That will give us a really nice recipe off Robin, which is going to be the stone chest, and it's also going to give us a lot of wood that we can play around with. The next day, this is just a quick look at our ginger island farm. It's not much right now, but you're going to see some extreme developments when we get into spring year 2. It will eventually turn into a starfruit farm. For the rest of the day, we're just going to go through Ginger Island. We're going to cut down all of the trees. Once all of the trees have been cut down, we're going to run straight back into the mines here. And we're going to farm all of these low-level enemies for coffees and triple shot espressos. Primarily, we want coffees, so we can turn those into triple shot espressos and sell those to complete Mr. Key's quest. Just when you think that you won't need to look at these levels anymore, here we are trying to complete these important quests. We do need to prioritize key gems, of course, because there's a lot of recipes we can buy with the key gems, and we do have to craft all of the items in the game if we want to get one step closer to perfection and another step closer to 100% in the game. Now, perfection is almost 100% in the game, but there's a few other things we have to do. One achievement that we need to do is we need to ship off 15 of every single crop in the game. Now, because we have Ginger Island, because we have the greenhouse, that won't be too difficult. Especially if we invest in some key gems and get the missing stock list for Pierre, that will allow us to purchase crops regardless of what season it is. So we're just cutting down more trees here to complete Robin's resource rush. Once the quest has been completed, we get a small little bit of gold. It's not too bad, but more importantly, we just want the recipes for perfection. That's why these special orders quests are so important. You have to do them if you want to get perfection, if you want to 100% the game. But all of these acorns that are dropping, all the sap that's dropping, it's going to come in fierce handy down the road, especially the acorns, because if we want to make those mystic tree seeds, we're going to need tons of acorns and everything else. 2,500 gold for quest completion. We get some friendship points for that as well. We made almost 20,000 gold today. That's just from selling bits and bobs. We're going to make some bone mills today. We're going to plant those. We have a ton of bone fragments from wiping out the skeletons. It would only make sense to put them to good use. We're going to get back lots of useful items from this. We're going to get back speed grows, tree fertilizer, deluxe speed grows. We can also get quality fertilizers as well. We get some more ancient fruit today. That's just 4. So we're going to turn those into seeds and replant them. We're now going to go around Stardew Valley and try to find some secret items. We just picked up the Junimo statue there. Now these are only accessible if you find the secret notes that are linked to these. Now I think, as far as I know, we have all of the secret notes found. Once it hits 12 o'clock at the end of the season on day 28, we can just click on the bush here and get the Junimo plush. It's an absolutely magnificent decoration. One of my favourite decorations. I always try to get it at the end of the season if I can. I also picked up a prize ticket for completing Robin's resource rush, and now we can finally get that star drop tea. What are we going to do with this? It would be more efficient if we were to give it to an NPC on their birthday to maximize it, but I really wanted to get Penny to max heart, so we just give it to Penny. I got the gold Mayor Lewis's statue from behind Mayor Lewis's house. That just goes to show where his money's gone. We also picked up the Ferragumon inside Vincent's bedroom by donating a strange bun. That's quite a decoration too. We also brought a maple syrup to Secret Woods, and we met a bear that could speak our language. The bear will teach us his special knowledge, and this actually gets added to our wallet, so it's a special item which is pretty cool, and it just dramatically increases the salmonberry and blackberry's net worth, now 3 times the value, which is nice. We're now going to pay Mayor Lewis a visit. We're going to drop a staircase in his house, This brings us down into a special area where we can pick up a bonus lucky purple short item. Now, because we've already given the first pair of shorts to Mary Lewis, we're not going to get a reaction by getting this. It's just a collectible that I wanted. But I also wanted to show you an additional secret that a lot of people don't know about. Behold, the Rod of Ice. It can actually freeze the haunted version of Mary Lewis's lucky purple shorts. I thought those shorts were invulnerable. I thought absolutely nothing could stop them. I thought the only thing you could do to potentially survive was to parry them, but you can actually freeze them in place. Now, I also tried it with the frog, but the frog won't actually gobble it up. That's probably the only thing in the game the frog won't actually gobble, but it'll gobble everything else. I gave Penny the Star Drop Tea. That's Penny at max hearts. All we have to do now is wait for the rainy day, purchase the mermaid pendant, and Penny can move in with us. We're now going to donate a super cucumber to this box here, which is located north, just above Clint's house. And this gives us the HMTGF, and this is another really cool decoration you can put on our farm. I also purchased 2 movie tickets. I wanted to give Caroline a movie ticket in the hopes to get up to 2 hearts to learn the tea saplings, but she was asleep in bed, so instead we had to settle for Pierre. Now, I don't like Pierre very much, it's just a personal opinion, but we will need to increase Pierre's friendship points if we want to learn all of the recipes the game has to offer. So we just gave him an orange there as well, and he seemed to like that, which was nice. I couldn't go to the theatre though because it was past 9 o'clock, so we'll have to go there tomorrow instead. I got some nice items off the bone mills, 3 fertilizers, speed grows, and deluxe speed grows, which was very nice indeed. And that is a whole year done. We've made 42% completion, which wasn't too bad. If we take a look at the percentages, we have produce and forage shipped, 69%. No obelisks or golden clock on the farm. We do have Monster Slayer Hero. We have to make a lot more effort with befriending the villagers. Max level with the farmer there. Not all the star drops collected just yet. Only 4% of the cooking recipes, but look, we'll sort it out very quickly next year. Only 20% of stuff made, all the fish caught, and almost all of the golden walnuts found. So we made a pretty good dent in it. I'm hoping to get 100% by the end of year 2. I just want to give a huge shout out again to all of my channel members. Thanks a million for supporting me, everyone. I will try my best to incorporate you into more videos down the road. And I would also like to give a huge shout out to everybody that's watched these Let's Plays up until the first year. Huge thank you, thank you, thank you. I will upload more Let's Plays in the near future. For now, I hope you have a lovely, cozy day, and I'll see you in the next Stardew Valley video. Bye for now.